Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, very exciting to host this panel and privileged with Katie and Eric from Delta. First of all, guys, congratulations yesterday on winning the award. Maybe a little applause again while we're at it. Yeah, maybe it would be good to do some introductions first. Yeah, I don't think I need to introduce myself again. I already did it this morning. I'm the guy from the chocolate. So kind reminder again, if you don't have your chocolate yet, there's still a lot left, so pass by. Katie, maybe you can start.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Smigelski. I think my title was wrong on there, but not from MGM, from Delta, GM of Member Engagement Strategy.
Hello, my name is Eric Lang. I'm General Manager of the SkyMiles Program Strategy and Redemptions team at Delta. Been there about 16 years, 10 of those in loyalty, and just very privileged to be here. So thank you for having us. It's been a great conference to hear from colleagues. The only disappointing part is I did not win that cruise. I'm very disappointed about that, but overall it's been a great conference, so thank you.
Cool. So to kick us off, I want to start with the value proposition of a loyalty program, especially if the ecosystem becomes more expanded and more diverse. There's some risk that that value proposition gets cluttered. I think Albert Einstein once said that you have to make things as simple as possible, but not simpler. So maybe Eric, you can shed some light or expand on initiatives you've done at Delta to simplify things, for example, to earn status.
Sure. So, of course, simplification has been a theme the last 2 days, as we've heard from a lot of colleagues. So it's been really interesting to hear. Of course, we went through a pretty significant program change back in 2023. We got a shout out from David on that yesterday. And so, one of the big reasons why we did that was to simplify the program. We had MQMs, we had MQSs, we had MQDs, we had a waiver, we had a rollover, we had all these things that made it really, confusing for our newer members, but also even some, employees who were brand new to the company, just a very, very complex program. And so, after COVID and, the generosity we gave to our members through extending status and extending rollover, 2023 was the time for us to make that program change. And so we really centered around a program that was simple and easy to understand, but also had increased engagement with the overall Delta ecosystem. So we have one qualification metric, MQDs, revenue-based program, but we also added, ability to earn status through your co-brand card, not only just by having the card via the MQD Head Start, but by also spending on the card. And we also added Delta Vacations as well. So really, we want to reward those members and incent those members to spend with Delta, not only just in a flight activity that has been the traditional setup of a loyalty program, but really in overall day-to-day engagement. So for those members going to Whole Foods, Target, whatnot, we want to be their credit card of choice, and that earns them miles, but also earns towards their status with Delta. And then, of course, Delta Vacations, a big part of our value prop and our ecosystem. We've seen great engagement there.
Nice, thanks. So, Katie, I want to make the bridge with you to the SkyMiles experiences. So it's currently being revamped to provide more aspirational value. How does that fit in the broader ecosystem at Delta?
Yeah, so I think we've talked a lot about this today, but at Delta, we're evolving our thinking to not only think of the loyalty program as just purely a program, but also think of it as how does it fit holistically into the brand. And so we think about reliability, value, elevated experiences. And so one of those opportunities is around our SkyMiles experiences. So when we think about that, there's an opportunity to deliver even more value. But again, a little bit what Eric was saying, beyond the flight. So how do we deliver that value and really creative opportunities that can resonate with our members and also inspire our members? So when we think about this loyalty program, we want to think and have them think of Delta rather than just simply getting you from place to place. How are you part of this exclusive ecosystem that gives you these exclusive experiences and value that you're getting from Delta? So SkyMiles Experiences is one of those, but we also think about our partnerships, different opportunities for redeeming and earning miles, a plethora of experiences and value overall.
Okay. So, Katie, you mentioned exclusivity, but I think premium is also another one of those words that you guys want to stand for. So, Eric, maybe you can help us understand how do you preserve that premium member experience, not only on the plane, but also on other touch points?
Yeah, so I mean, I think premium has been at the center of Delta and who we are as an airline and a brand, and so we've really leaned into that over the past few years, and we're very pleased with the results we've seen. I think it's important to talk about premium in a few different ways, right? There's obviously the day of travel experience. We've just opened 4 brand new Delta One lounges in some of our most important markets, which are absolutely fantastic. Has anybody been to a Delta One lounge here? Can I see a show of hands? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So it starts, on the ground at the airport. Our Delta One, we're expanding premium capacity. Our Delta One suites, we're very proud of. But also, premium can be different things to different people, right? Not everybody is going to pay for a Delta One ticket and go into a Delta One lounge and have the experience with the Porsche or whatnot. But a premium for a younger member might be that upgrade to Comfort Plus, or a free check bag, or utilizing their miles for trip insurance or for a check bag fee. And so we're really trying to, again, kind of lean into that ecosystem view of Delta. What does that mean to create a premium experience for the customer who might be on a completely different journey than the next person beside them? So, I think the other thing around premium that we're proud of is it really centers on delivering a good, on-time, reliable operation. That's fueled by our Delta people, the best in the business, but also just the Delta brand. And so you can't have a premium, airport experience, a premium loyalty program, a premium card without having the underpinning of a premium and on-time operation, which we're proud of.
Okay, so it seems you're building in more flexibility into the whole system to appeal to a broader group. So maybe, Katie, you can expand a little bit on that and give some examples or initiatives to attract the younger generations, specifically like Gen Z, for example.
Yeah, so I think, again, kind of coming back to this idea of how you build it holistically for the brand and thinking about a program kind of beyond a program. So, of course, like the traditional earn and burn of flights is important, but how do you kind of build that out even more? So we think about it in terms of how do we build a relationship with our members? And one of those pieces that's key to build that brand love and that value is around the flexibility. So Eric alluded to this a little bit, but we've been really focused around how you build out that utility of miles. And so when I say that, it's more than just, flights and you're earning and burning through that way, but how do you do it? For instance, we launched trip insurance, redemption mileage. We also did it with cars and stays. But then we also think about our partnerships, which I know a few of those are in the room today, some of our air partners in Sixt, but thinking about how you can earn and burn in different ways there as well. And I think this leans into a little bit what you're talking about, that younger generation. So we're thinking about brands that can resonate with them as well. So we launched Uber this year. We also have Starbucks. And coming back to this idea of the ecosystem, it's how you build those in to that ecosystem. So for instance, a SkyMiles experience, coming back to that point, how do you create a Starbucks opportunity there? Or we launched a co-brand card collection on SMEX. So that was an opportunity to give even more value to our card members. So again, coming back to this idea of there's definitely still value in terms of what members see as, a long haul flight and being able to use your miles there. But there's also a lot of different types of members. And we want to think about what's valuable to them. So even a member who maybe only flies a few times per year, how do you meet them where they are to give them that opportunity?
Great. So, some big names there already, but Eric, maybe you can explain how the partnership strategy has evolved a little bit the last few years.
Sure. Yeah. I've been in Delta 16 years, like I mentioned, and back when I first joined, we had a lot of partners. I mean, we partnered with almost everybody under the sun, across a whole host of industries. Over the past 10 years or so, we've really focused our efforts on, scaling down some of those partnerships and really partnering with brands that we feel are market leaders and ones that are really part of everyday engagement for our members. And so, again, Starbucks, Uber, a whole host of some, rental cars, some hotels. Like, it's been really, really powerful for us that we've been able to lean into. Part of this whole ecosystem thing is how do you better take those partnerships and integrate them with other avenues of the Delta travel experience. So, for instance, we just launched Uber. There's a big announcement at CES in January that rolled out back in, I believe, April. Just a few weeks ago, we launched an Uber One offer on our credit cards. And so again, another reason to connect, it connects the dots for our members, not only with the Uber partnership, but with our co-brand portfolio. On co-brand, we launched a benefit a few years ago called Takeoff 15, an always-on benefit for every member holding the gold card or higher, where you receive 15% off your award miles redeemed automatically. Again, another reason to get the card and another reason to spend and engage on the card. So we're really proud of what we built from a partnership standpoint, not only with some of our external partners, but also how we integrate those internally within the Delta ecosystem as you fly and you spend with us.
Okay. So Katie, with all those partnerships, how do you measure success? What are some of the metrics that you keep track of to evaluate partners?
Yeah. So I think we talked about this a little bit today in one of the other talks, but of course we look at the NPS, so thinking about the post-flight survey, the customer experience there, looking into what does a success look like there in terms of how we're tracking overall of the flight experience, the interaction with our people, beyond the flight, the different flight benefits members are taking advantage of. But we also think about it in terms of how they're engaging with the brand. And so this, again, goes beyond the flight. So definitely want to look at how they're doing in terms of flight activity. But we also look at, from a non-air partnerships perspective, how much are they engaging with our partners? How are they linking? How much activity are they having? We also think about the co-brand side. So how many new members are we acquiring? How are they doing in terms of that engagement on the card and taking advantage of the value there? As well as in terms of how they book their travel and how they interact with us during their travel. So thinking about app adoption. And all these really ladder up in terms of thinking about how we're doing, because we see that as someone gets deeper in the ecosystem, is able to get more value from Delta, but also have a better experience and be more informed. So you think about day of travel. Of course, when they have the app, they're able to stay more informed about their actual trip, but then they're also able to use that, for instance, with our promotions page, understand are there offers catered for them that can engage them beyond what they're currently doing. And so holistically, we know that when they engage further in the ecosystem, when they have the app, when they're deeper with Delta, overall, they're seeing stronger NPS. And we've seen some really strong numbers recently in terms of just constant positive trends of overall member NPS, as well as the engagement across the board.
Great stuff. So we have a couple of minutes left for maybe some closing thoughts from you guys, Eric, if you feel there's something that you missed or still want to build on.
No, I just want to say, again, it's been a pleasure hearing from our colleagues here. Just want to emphasize that, we're all going after the same goal, right? We're competitors, but we're all going after the same goal. We want our customers to be the most engaged customers and the most profitable customers for the airline. And so, we're proud of what we've accomplished at Delta, and we have, bright days ahead as well.
Yeah, it was great to learn more about the program, and I think the best loyalty programs can mix emotional connections with tangible value, and I think you're doing great in that area. So thanks a lot. Any questions from the audience? And I see David's not here, but thank you guys.